Hey y'all, Nico here. Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about my anxiety and how I deal with and cope with my anxiety. I don't believe there's a cure for anxiety. I believe that there's maintenance you have to do and things you have to continuously do to help your anxiety. So this video is just more of a sit down and talk to you type of video. I have some bullet points here, but I'm mostly just gonna speak my mind and tell you what has helped me. So one of the things that did help me was going to therapy. Luckily through my job, I have insurance that will provide some free therapy sessions. I know everyone doesn't have access to that, so just check in your area and see if there's a therapist that might provide sliding fee scale therapy or free therapy for you. So I will go to my sessions like once a week. And it was nice to sit down and talk to somebody with an unbiased opinion, somebody who doesn't know you, who can give you honest and real insight. She'll give me like homework, so I would go home and do whatever page was in the booklet, and this is something I filled out over time and something I could keep for the long term so I could go back and review the coping skills that were within the booklet. One of the first things she introduced to me in therapy was meditation, and that was how I got into meditation and into yoga. She gave me a CD of mindfulness meditations, and mindfulness meditations are the meditations where you focus on your breath or focus on the things around you just to curb your thoughts. So my first meditation session with that CD, I already immediately felt a difference in my body and a difference in my mind and how I felt when I did it. And I can tell you that there's a big difference when I meditate versus when I don't. When I take long stints, when I've gotten off the habit of meditating, I'm a lot more irritable, a lot more anxious, a lot more emotionally reactive to things. So doing the meditations really helped me to manage my emotions. Even though I haven't 100% mastered it, the meditations really help a great deal, and they also help me to go to sleep and things like that. Something else that helps me is practicing yoga, of course, and working out. After high school, I didn't do much working out at all, so I wasn't feeling good. I was like eating a lot of terrible stuff, so my body just wasn't feeling good. And I'm like, I need to do something to get back into working out. So I just Googled like yoga in my area, and I started going to this studio that was really close to my house. And it was just a great way for me to get some physical activity and also incorporate meditation and yoga into my routine and help me feel better. And now I also incorporate a decent amount of working out aside from yoga. I also run and I do like reps and stuff in my living room. And I really love running because it helps me burn off steam. It helps me get rid of any pent up aggression. It helps me release. And then I feel accomplished when I've run so many miles or when I've run a faster speed than I did before. It kind of gives me something to look forward to, and it's something that I've got in the habit of doing, and I like doing it. The next thing that has helped me is writing in my journal. And that's just when I've had a day where something happened and I'm just thinking about it all day because I'm definitely an overthinker. So I just take my journal at the end of the night before I get ready to go for bed. I have it like under my bed with my pen. This is very like high school, but I have it under my bed with my pen. I take my journal out before I go to bed. I write down my frustrations. I write down how I'm feeling. I write down what's going on. And it also just helps relieve some of those thoughts that are just lingering around in your brain all the time. I also have a friend who says that he will text himself. So there's just ways to get those words out. Even if you don't say them to someone, maybe you can text them to yourself or you can write them down in your journal, go back and read them later. And it just helps you get stuff off your mind and it helps you clear your mind. Something else that's really important is taking social media breaks. And I'm really bad about taking social media breaks. When I do take social media breaks, I feel really good, but it's getting to the break that is the hard part. Social media will cloud your mind with people's perceptions and people's views. It'll have you thinking, oh, this person is doing this way. Should I be doing it this way? Does this person think this about me? Should I say this? Should I say that? It's just best to sometimes get off of there and not think about any of those things. Sometimes when I post stuff, I get wrapped up in those posts, whatever I'm trying to talk about or promote on my Instagram or whatever, and then I'm just tracking it, seeing if people are liking it, seeing if people are paying attention to it, and you just get wrapped up in it, and before you know it, you're on there for 3 or 4 hours. So just putting down your phone and getting away from it or just putting those limits on social media. It'll really help you to calm down and relax. And it's also important to put your phone away when you're getting ready to go to bed. I'm really guilty of looking at my phone late at night when I know I have to be up the next morning, and that screen and all those things going on the screen just stimulating your mind just keeps you awake for a long time. So when you're able to do so, just spend a couple hours without being on social media, or even try to spend a day without being on social media. And once you spend some time without your phone, you don't even miss all the things that are going on there, all the opinions that are coming across your timeline all day long, all the thoughts you have in your mind about the opinions. It's nice to just get a break. And the last thing I have on my list is realistic expectations and acceptance. By acceptance, I mean it is what it is. Some things just are what they are. You can't change them. You can't go back in time. You can't go forward in time. It's okay to care about them, and of course you'll think about them. Some things just are what they are. I can't force them to happen. I can't force them to not happen. Deal with it the best way you can. Try not to obsess over it and let it be what it is. And when I talk about realistic expectations, that's something I learned from therapy. Having realistic expectations is something else that'll save you from a lot of worrying. Don't try to make things into something that they are not. When you've seen patterns in things, or you've seen patterns in people, just remember those patterns. If something happens over and over, it's likely to happen again. Don't put people or things on pedestals, and remember that they're still people. Remember that people change. Remember that people lie to try to spare your feelings. Remember that situations change. Remember that everything isn't great every day, all the time. Just be realistic with yourself. Expect people to be people and do things that people do. Expect the world to be what the world is, and expect things to happen in your world. These things don't mean that if something happened to you that you don't have the right to feel a way about it, that you don't have a right to be sad about it. Just let those feelings come in, feel those feelings, and then try to let them be on their way. Try to let them go. Don't try to force them out, but just give yourself the time you need to deal with it and move on. I'll be the first to tell you I'm not an expert in all these things. I still struggle with my anxiety. I still struggle with dealing with things happening in my life. I have really high highs and really low lows. I have really good days and really bad days. And sometimes I just have neutral days. So I myself have to remember these coping skills and remember the things I've done to help my anxiety to keep it at a manageable level. So hopefully there's some things for you to consider here. Hopefully there's some things you can incorporate into your life, and that can help you, even if it's just one of these things that can help you do something different to help manage your anxiety. I hope you all are safe, and I hope you all are well. Thank you for watching, and thank you for continuing to support me. Peace and love.